Welcome to Musical Wonderland. All of you have been Monkyvers. Well, I want to say hi to all of you and thank you for your patience. I'm still recovering for what happened to my cat, but I thought it was a good idea to make a video, to kind of relax me. To be honest, my throat is, my neck is pretty hurt. I can explain, but this is the hurt that maybe someday I could give you a jewelry collection. I'm not too used to show you things that I have because I feel like it's some vanity. I don't know. Anything that you want, you can have that. But yeah. So we used to do this little game with one of my classmates that I used to shake this necklace, this chain, and I will see if someone make me a spell of love or not. So I hope that will not be the case. Yeah. It's real love. Okay. But I want to speak about the economy and how it works, this work. So anyone that should not have a degree on economy or something can maybe understand well about these topics, and I will not make you waste your time, maybe 5 classes of this. So yeah. I was about to sneeze, but I don't know, I feel like in this time this is good also to explain it, and I will give you some background. A lot of the things that I'm going to say is about this book that is called from Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I guess, I don't know how it's called, but in Spanish is that like Padre Rico, Padre Pobre, so I don't know how it will be on all the topics, but I want to speak based on the principal things, but I will link you the lesson for the end, okay? I know wearing rings. I need to put in my wish list rings because I love the sound. But let's just start by this little thing. I took for a couple of minutes. These are my granny and these are my grandma. Very cute. I don't know, but this moves. This moves. I don't know how they used to make these things back then. I don't know, it's just a cute oldie thing, toy, I don't know. Being worked. No, I'm just kidding. But with this item, I want to tell you some story about how it used to be, or because I know some of you can be from US. From history, you will not have some background, so I will explain a little bit. Wait a second, I have something. Okay, so with these items I'm gonna explain how it used to be Peru back then, and then how it used to be US back then. So this is Palo Santo, if you are not familiar with it. I made my research, so yeah. So I'll give you a little background. So back then on US, they used to have these things, and on Peru we didn't have these things like we live. We were basically the Native Americans, that's how we call us. So back then you will not will be, you won't take things of another person. Second thing will be, you will not kill people. And the last I think was something with like not hurt other people. And if basically if you will hurt someone, for example you will insult them, they will make something about it with your mouth, and if you'll take something without permission of another person, you will basically cut the arms, kind of. But that was the rule. So that was because a lot of people in Peru didn't have like things. For example, I will not take that from that person. That was the rule back then. So it's okay, right? And that was the three rules that basically what we're having. So yeah. Then we had another thing that it would be for organization of statements. For example, the queen, the king, the princess, and then the rest of the people there. So yeah, we used to be so connected to the earth. But in this side of administration I want to talk about, we have a place that is called gas, that we basically made. Like, for example, we have markets from like Target, little markets, that we have everything. But back then here, I want to give you a little example. We used to have these things where there would be a lot of food, but was basically made by clay. And we have these things, we find it in a good way. We usually have this for food because there was a man called Jasky, and that will basically be the man who sent the message. And back then we didn't have like DMs or something. We used to have keyposts. That keypost is basically it was made of like kind of kneading, but like little balls on it, like they will fall off. And I will give you an example right here of what it is like keyboard. And there used to be people like here, for example, we have translator. There used to be people that will call Kipo Camacho, that will basically translate that to the word that we want to say back then, that is in Quechua. And we were so organized that even the cold gas have the freezing system without any ice on it. And how much picture used to be so good organizing. How even these days are still up is because the construction were not made just on top, were planned 3 capes down earth to top. So that's how we organize so well. And every single coca that we have back then, we have in a certain specific place to find a good way. You know what I mean? And I want to say, maybe you by history you will know what happened. I'm not against what happened. I love people from US, but I'm talking about administration aspects, you know. And yeah, we have the doctors, so we basically the chamanes. We have people that are dedicated to teach us, but we basically call, I don't know, like the knowing person, the guru, like that. That was no certain name to it, I can't remember. But we basically were so organized in the way that we think now. These things just exist is basically the sharks with the things here and the teeth. But we got this now. So yeah, that was a system that would basically be like a certain path that we had to. It's basically pointless. And then we got this another size. That we can take it back. I will show the image here. Okay, so that's how it used to be back then, the administration and stuff. And the queen used to show these things to, how it represently is. But one of the things that I want to clarify, because this will be misunderstood by history, and I know some people from Spain will have a misconception of this, and there will be certain sacrifices that we used to have with people, but these certain sacrifices will not be like, oh, I'm gonna kill this person in front of a lot of these people. That will not be the case. I mean, we have the thing of domesticated animals back then, like llamas, vicuñas, more of them. But this type of thing that would basically be sacrifices, they used to be for the people who were bad with other people. So instead of like torture them, we like have this belief back then that if we send this person to heaven, that will come back, restart it again, like they will come back to like apologizing for what they did in the past. So yeah, that's what I bring this item right here. It's called our voodoo. White voodoo. Black hand holds a lot of bad things, and red represents the blood that we fall. So when we use this, it's basically to protect us to other people, bad energy they used to hate, because there is a lot of freeze on there as well. But I'm not quite sure, because some cultures here, they used to be so, but most people here back then, a certain ceremony for decor that I see a documentary about that was rain here, which is I guess that's a documentary that I saw, and that was in a hot place, but now it's very cold, so the weather changed, which led me to show you this crystal that is similar to the ice. So we used to climb this like hikes now. They're not how it used to be back then, so we used to climb on the top of here, and yeah, that was the system that we used to have back then. From my perspective, from what they teach us here in Peru. So take it how you want. I'm not pushing you to do something. So now I will explain that was a good administration, like items and things and tools that we used to have back then. But in Europe back then, we used to have these things. They used to have these things. So these things that are so cute as well, they used to didn't have a system to take baths, because they didn't have some, like we have here back then, fishes that will eat the dirt. So they have a dirt water, and they will wash with the because there were no clean water there. So yeah, they now get more clean. And here in Peru, we have these things of like bad administration of the people who are present, but I will talk about more later. Okay, so I'll explain how this affects economy, how this affects so many things. Moving on. Moving on, we have this. It's from the beach. I hope someday go to the beach again. I miss the beach a lot. It's been so many years since I didn't go as well, but moving on, we have this little object. And I'm taking this because after a long period of time, I want to make you realize that in the 90s, 80s, 24, I don't know what happened really with the politics here, but we, for certain times, we were selfish and we didn't know how to administrate because the rule was older than 18 years you can be president, but now there are so many rules that we need to add to the system. But in the 90s, close to 2000 here, the dollar used to be one, so that it will basically be the same price as, the dollar. So there would be a good economy. But as long as the inflation goes and goes and goes, and the political didn't make good work here, I'm talking in general, because there were good politicians here, there were bad politicians, but I'm saying on the general point of view. I don't know how in Peru we used to be like good administrators, good people, and suddenly we became like, no, I'm selfish. And I think that social media affects a lot of these people because we were scared because we see the news, there is one people who killed another one and blah blah blah. So I think we need to get out of that, because I see a lot of people who were from US like didn't watch like news a lot. I mean, with the case of Joe Biden is another thing, but they're not afraid to go out and just leave, and they're not afraid to take the business. So yeah, so how economy works and affect my country, because I can talk about globally just from my country, my perspective, my things, and then bring in a little. There's a lot of bugs that is from my nanny. I mean, it's from my grandma. I love to cover nanny. Oh my gosh, my nails. They turn black. That is true. But I'm opening the box of secrets to tell you this. So, if the president is good, you will see the prices take down, but not in the sense of like Venezuela, that the life cost per month is $30 per month. Daily they spend $1 So by mean I meant that a lot of things that we used to have back then, and a lot of inflation, we need to say, well, what is a good price? To me, to be honest, a good price will be how it used to be in like 2000s, with less contamination and less bad entrepreneurs that just didn't care for the planet. But being an entrepreneur means also care for the planet now. They are telling us to make a good foundation and make a good investment, make a good company, care about the planet. So yeah. Also, another fact that I want to tell you is that economy is linked to fashion. Economy is linked to society. Economy is linked to the things that we have even affect pop culture. For example, back then used to be clothes made from made from cotton, like 100% cotton back then. That's why you see a lot of vintage stores from the thousands being like, oh, this shirt lasts me for almost 10 years. You kinda say it, but it's because we're made 100% by cotton. Even here, that is well, don't talk about it. But yeah. So now how works fashion is that how we were in the minds of like getting it out, having fast fashion. And even this told me an entrepreneur from, I think it was Asia, Korea, yes. But he told me basically that here they search things fast, as long as they bought fast, they take the trash fast. So what we do is don't produce something that will last maybe 30 years, because a lot of people will get bored of that. So what I mean to that is just invest in something of good quality, not very cheaper, not very expensive, in the perfect price. You know, maybe buy 100% of cotton. How they do that? Do you know that? It is worth it. You're doing because of this trendy, or because you want it. And yeah. So that was another factor that affects also society, is how I see a lot of movies from the 2000s that they used to have a plate here that with fresh fruits, fresh rice, fresh onions, fresh food, and more delicious. But how is now? Food pre-made. I'm not saying that it's bad, but I mean that why there is a lot of commercials, more of cereal than the meat, is because meat is higher. You get it? It's because it's very expensive sometimes, and we see that often. Then it's actually what is now. So yeah, economy also affects how we see revenues, how we see things. And for example, now make leather was like an expensive, but I'm grateful that now with technology it's like less expensive. Certain things such as a plan to Wi-Fi, I call Wi-Fi here the Spanish. Wi-Fi, it's a certain price, but can be different companies that they waste that, But Yeah, if you ask me how that affect me, you pay your bills, right? So economy leads to another point, and what I'm going to say is that economy is connected to culture, pop culture is connected to things. For example, movies is connected to how we evolve, how we show us in society, and it's also connected to how we perceive the world. I mean, why you don't see good iPhones this time is because people are less and less and less and less and less mindful because of what they eat and because of their habits in this world of now that we don't have fresh food, we don't have a good basement that we can have, because the key to be successful, us, any human being, on anything that they want to accomplish is just health of the body, mind, and soul. So be careful what you eat, what you see, and what you share with others. I mean, I hope that this will help a little bit people to understand, because if we compare a movie from the 2000s and if we compare a movie from now, we can see the difference. First, in how the building used to be, how the decorations used to be, and how that affect us. Because some people think that, oh, maybe I'm clean and this is aesthetically pleasing, this is just one color. I'm not saying that it is wrong. Or maybe like the art that they invented is like a building, like a fabric building. I don't know. They invented the movie style because we were falling on this trolley that affect how we see fashion as well. Or maybe you will tell me why there used to be times where a lot of fashion is more and more to don't show the skin. But back then used to be that way. So now it's like showing less. Because it's kind of expensive to produce some things. And one thing that I'm barely just sobbing to hear about is that a lot of the things that we think is made by a fork is made by the cow. These things, these boots, they're made from animals that are not them, such as cats, dogs, and they're less expensive than they actually are because of that. And sometimes we need to be really aware of what we bought and what we don't, because that affects everything. Compare yourself now, how it used to be fashion back then, how it used to be fashion now. Compare now how it used to be the decoration back then and how it used to be the decoration now. Because back then used to be with a lot of things because the economy was good. So we can have a lot of items, we can decorate that because of that. But now it's less and less and less and less, and we call aesthetically pleasing because we don't make a base and good foundation on what we want to show. You know, they're making like excuses, they're making things like, no, this is simple and cute. I respect that, I love this style, but that also is linked to how economy works. In movies, for example, how these things used to be, take a slow place. That person will not run a falling down. We cannot be fully working. And if we have the mindset low, we cannot be fully working. We don't have the physically good. I mean, not everyone wants to go to the gym, but at least adjust that to how we are, you know. Also, but then used to be a lot of commercials of people who just trained more than people now. They make surgery and that they're perfectly fit. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that is bad, but consider also that I don't know what they do with that left things. I know that BBL, that all the oils on your body, they will translate to the booty. So I think that's not a waste of things as a human being. You know what I mean? But I'm just giving examples in a general way, and I'm telling you how it affects that to everything. So yeah, I hope you can understand. Well, I hope you can learn, because I'm not studying to become an entrepreneur, to just, so yeah, to find all this little ASMR video about finances, economy, things. I just want to say that take it what you want to take it and leave it what you want to take it. I'm not forcing you to believe. I'm just letting you know certain perspectives that you can have to understand better to work, so you cannot maybe in the future be why this is working out. I mean, if someday in fashion it becomes trendy to just wear a tank top, that will be this. I know the economy is not going well. But I respect everyone's style. I mean, I like that on myself. Time to time. I don't know. But yeah, Monkyvers, I hope you can enjoy. And also, I'm gonna tell you that if you want to subscribe and motivate me a little more just by subscribing and liking this video, I can totally be grateful with that. I'm grateful with just even you seeing you now. And yeah, I hope that you can be fine, you can be okay, you can be cozy now. And also check the link down below to see my website, my clothing line, my things that I have here. I have a little banner here explaining everything that I'm telling you. And also, you want to support me, that is my PayPal button. And more of the things, I will come up with a new language. Also, I will let you know that a lot of the things that I make, that I produce, were not solely made by me. I have people who work with me. I mean, they do the merch, they do the hoodies. I just make the designing part. So if you want to support them, because this my line work that is called Monkyvers is that they do the things and they made by recycled plastic, so there will not be any waste of plastic out there. And it's 90% cotton, 10% recycled plastic.